Is it still possible to purchase a poorly painted dresser like this, refinish it, then sell it for a profit? I'll share those details in this video, but first the short story behind this piece. When I found the listing for this old dresser, I was told that it was sitting abandoned in a home that was being cleaned out and sold. I paid $25 for the dresser, and by the looks of it, someone must have enjoyed painting these unique patterns and floral designs. At this point, when picking up any new furniture project, there's a newfound excitement regarding its potential. Some of you may understand this feeling. I don't mind this unique design, but I'll attempt to remove the paint to reveal the beautiful natural wood grain hiding beneath. These dressers can be found everywhere. They were mass-produced during the first part of the 20th century, and these dressers were a staple in many bedrooms across America. Although not the worst color I've seen, the natural look of the gorgeous wood grain is now covered in layers of paint, in my opinion, masking the true beauty and elegance of such a piece. It has potential and will certainly be another labor of love. I certainly hope to earn a profit when it comes time to resell this piece, but as I work, I try my best to selfishly enjoy every moment, to take my time and learn from every experience. Maybe even through this content, I can relay more of the raw emotions I experience as I face each new challenge. For as long as I can remember, I've always been drawn to old things. There's a certain romance in the worn edges and faded natural colors that whisper stories of a bygone era. So when I found this old dresser, the feeling was all too familiar. As expected, there was no lead tested in this paint, so to remove the layers of paint and primer, I'll apply generous amounts of Clean Strip Premium Stripper. I let this sit on the surface for 15 to 20 minutes before scraping with this budget-friendly set of plastic scrapers. I've worked on many dressers like this one, so I expected this to be oak, but I wasn't prepared for something so beautiful. For a brief moment following the first pass, the revelation genuinely caused me to freeze what I was doing. These drawer fronts are quarter sawn white oak veneer, also referred to as tiger oak. In my opinion, the contrast from these medullary rays is one of the most beautiful natural designs found on antique furniture. Once I begin to discover what's beneath the paint, I have plenty of time to consider my options for finishes. There's so much work involved to remove paint from old furniture. I can't keep every piece I refinish, so I plan to resell this one. I already know the general market value of a piece like this in this area, and I must consider this when determining how far to take this project. From start to finish, this project will take 4 to 5 hours to complete. This is a fraction of the time it often takes to restore and refinish high-end furniture pieces. Once I've removed most of the chemical stripper, I'll remove as much excess as possible with mineral spirits and fine steel wool. This should help limit the amount of time that I need to sand. This now appears to be the original stain color of the dresser. Dark stain provides a stark contrast between the flecking patterns and the rest of the grain. This is so beautiful in my opinion, but this piece is for resale, and I've often had trouble selling pieces like this with traditional, dated finishes. I think I have a solution to preserve the natural beauty of this piece while still appealing to a buyer looking for a more modern look. Once a piece has been refinished, I always appreciate the honest opinions from my viewers. This project will be no different. Occasionally, there are negative comments relating to the finish choices. I used to be bothered by such comments, but these days, I embrace them, understanding those are usually the people who have never attempted projects like this. It's usually at this point when I realize just how much work will be involved to remove every bit of paint from all the detailed areas, and I begin making critical decisions. Do I spend 4 to 6 more hours on a dresser like this just to remove the rest of the paint? Is this piece worth the time? Well, there's no story attached to this one, and it certainly isn't a family heirloom of mine. It was being cleared out of a house where most of the remaining items were being thrown in the dumpster. Not every piece can be restored to perfection, but that doesn't mean pieces like this one can't be made beautiful again, and valuable lessons can't be learned along the way. I guess it's how we grow in our journey. I'm excited to be partnering with Factor for this project. It's a brand that truly fits my lifestyle. Over the years with my busy schedule, I've struggled consistently to take the time to eat healthy meals. Factor makes meeting your nutritional goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. Their team of gourmet chefs create each meal using only ingredients with integrity to help you feel your best all day long. Factor takes the stress out of meal planning. They have over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, and veggie, and more. I chose the high-protein, chef-prepared meals ready in just 2 minutes, so no matter your dietary preferences, there's something for everyone. Factor is also flexible, so I can easily adjust my order size every single week based on my specific needs. My personal favorite is the jalapeno lime cheddar chicken with spicy cilantro cauliflower rice. I paired most of my meals with their chocolate and vanilla plant-based keto shakes or one of their cold-pressed juices. By providing easy access to nutritious meals, Factor supports a healthier lifestyle. Regularly eating well-balanced meals can improve your energy levels, support weight management, and even boost your mood. Making healthy eating a part of your routine has never been easier with Factor. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use my code MADCITY50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. That's code MADCITY50 at factor.com to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month of orders. One thing I enjoy when making these videos is sharing with other furniture refinishers the tools that I find to be the most useful. I use this 2.5-inch carbide scraper on just about every furniture project, as well as a detailed scraper set for hard-to-reach areas. I'll link these tools in the video description. On smaller areas like this, scraping the paint is often more effective than using any chemical stripper. While scraping the paint, I noticed several areas on the dresser with significant veneer damage. For any restoration purist, these flaws may be difficult to ignore, but at this point, I'm already determined to embrace these marks, hoping they will add to the overall character of a farmhouse look. By using this foam sanding block first, that's designed to work with 5-inch sanding discs, I'm able to scuff sand the thin veneer and get a better feel for where I'll be able to use the power sander. Here I'm using 120 grit sandpaper. The previous owner was kind enough to paint parts of the inside of this dresser as well. I'll move on to using 150 grit with the power sander for the larger surface areas. Here's a little hidden gem if you're looking to get started refinishing furniture on a budget. I just received this $50 orbital sander, and I used it for this entire project. It's not the best sander that I've owned, but it works well, and I had no complaints. It's available to my viewers for just $15 if you can find the hidden link in the description. Truthfully, I was hoping this $15 sander would fail, just to say I told you so, but it didn't. I even took a moment to compare it to a $75 name brand sander and found them to be very similar. Perhaps I'll have a different opinion after a year or so. All I could think about was the cheap $30 orbital sander that somehow got me through my first 2 years of refinishing. This is a smaller foam sanding block for more of those hard to reach areas. This block has always worked well and is so satisfying to use. I'll take this dresser back into the workshop and continue sanding all the detailed areas with the sanding blocks. From a distance, you may see some of the darker lines from the original stain that are still visible in the wood grain. Most of this could probably be concealed by using a traditional dark stain. I've done that before, but for this piece, I'm still choosing a much lighter finish to hopefully achieve a fresh farmhouse look. My biggest concern when using a lighter finish is that this piece will appear dirty. Regardless, I'll soon be committed to my decision. I'll sand the drawer pulls by attaching them to the drill. This is a trick used many times by other refinishers. I'll then remove the casters, and they don't need to be completely polished for this project, but I will clean them up with a wire brush. While the dresser is on its side, I'll also remove more of that beautiful green paint from the underside. I've already mentioned using a much lighter finish for this piece. I chose Fiddes Supreme Wax Polish. I usually apply this clear wax over a more traditional finish like shellac. If I tried to apply a more traditional finish to this dresser like lacquer, polyurethane, or shellac, the original color would be lost. By using this clear wax, the light color is preserved once completely dry. I'll apply the wax with this wax brush and let it dry for 5 minutes, then begin buffing it out with a paper towel. A shop rag would work much better, but this is what I had. I'm not always right, but as I had hoped, this dresser had several interested buyers and sold for $200 within 2 days of listing, exactly as advertised, a rustic farmhouse style dresser recently freed from layers of paint. The dresser was purchased for $25 and the cost of the products used somewhere around $15. It took about 5 hours to complete, yielding approximately $32 an hour for the labor. It was fun to work on something that didn't require perfection. So would I do it again? If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll have the answer to that question very soon. My name is Barry. Goodbye for now.